Hello everyone, I'm Kumar Shaha and I'm the Chief Executive Officer of SkillHub. Today we are here to share a very interesting session on career in cybersecurity. We can see that there is a tremendous amount of online penetration today and it's increasing day by day. There is a tremendous amount of data that goes into the online space and it is increasing every day. I cannot emphasize more on the importance of data privacy. It's the currency of today. And that's where cybersecurity comes in. Cybersecurity is extremely essential because today the data is everything. And that's where the career in cybersecurity actually becomes very important. We need more and more professionals who can make sure that our data is safe in the online space. There are many other factors that a cybersecurity specialist plays in the online space and many other careers they can pursue. Today, I want to introduce you to someone very special, a person who doesn't have a national career but a global career, a person who has excelled not only nationally but has excelled globally. He has been the CTO of Sonali Bank. He's currently the consultant of World Bank Group. He's none other than Mr. Omar F. Khandaker. Hi, Omar Bhai. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you so much.
Bhaiya, we are really excited to have you here. There are a lot of people who want to today hear from you about the prospects of cybersecurity. I think before I go any further, the first question I would ask you is, Bhaiya, what do you feel? What is cybersecurity in your frame of mind?
Actually, yes, you pointed rightly. This most demanding career in today's world, I see the cybersecurity, and it will continue actually. So actually, anybody wants to have a good career, but and challenging career, definitely. Then he can actually pursue the cybersecurity field. But that requires actually a commitment, a good number of years of commitment. Then actually you become a cybersecurity specialist and the cybersecurity professional. It's not that easy route, but it's not that hard to achieve also. You just need a persuasion.
ফলোইং আপ টু দ্যাট কোয়েশ্চেন, একটা জিনিস আমি জিজ্ঞেস করতে চাই যে আসলে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি আসলে 5 বছর আমরা যে আগে যে জিনিসটা বুঝতাম বা 10 বছর আগে যে জিনিসটা বুঝতাম এখন আসলে অনেকটা চেঞ্জ হয়ে আসছে। সাইবার সিকিউরিটির গুরুত্ব, সাইবার সিকিউরিটির ইউজ, কারণ আসলে অনলাইন স্পেসটাও তো আসলে আমাদের জন্য অনেকটাই চেঞ্জ হয়ে গেছে। ফেসবুক আসার পর এখন মানুষের যেই ই কমার্সের বুমের পর সাইবার সিকিউরিটি যে আছে আমাদের ডেটাটা কিন্তু অনেক প্রমিনেন্টলি ইউজ হচ্ছে এবং লাস্ট যদি 10 বছর ধরে ধরি 10 বছর আমরা ধরি তো অনেক কিন্তু চেঞ্জ হয়ে এসেছে। তো ভাইয়া ওই চেঞ্জটার ব্যাপারে যদি আপনি বললেন, যদি আপনি তো ওভার দ্য লাস্ট 20 ইয়ার্স এই স্পেসে কাজ করছেন।
Yes, and actually, I think I should go back. When the computer starts, like in early 1970s. From that point, actually, cybersecurity also starts. We didn't notice that, but from that point, like when the IT starts, cybersecurity and IT actually both works in hand. Now we see the impact, but if we see the main objective of the cybersecurity, we have three objectives here. One is the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. In short, we call CIA. So any IT system we develop, we have to make sure that we are ensuring the confidentiality, we are ensuring the integrity of the systems, and make sure the system is available. This is the actual whole objective of the cybersecurity also. And if you see in today's world, like why the cybersecurity is getting so much uh, attraction, because it is really harming us, because if you see these three pillars, these three objectives, if one of them is compromised, then we are compromised. So now, that's why actually the cyber security is, if you someone wants to start a cyber security, then he has to have a basic foundation of the IT knowledge, like, if how the cyber security evolved, if we go back to that history also, like in 1970s, it, that you see the first anti computer virus was developed, is it is a key part, that it compromised that at that point the Digital Equipment Corporation, the mainframe computer, this ARPANET, DARPANET, so from that point it starts. Then the first antivirus was developed, is called Reappear, and then throughout the time, if you see some event happened also in the world, like through 1976 to 2006, largest insider attack happened. That the Boeing data breach happened. One of the employee of the in the the Boeing, he copied all the Boeing confidential data and passed it to the China, and it was worth was $2 billion, So that was this is another insider attack, So now, then we know then 2013 what happened in the Snowden effect, the US government confidential data was leaked, Then if you see that larger data breach happened in Yahoo also, in 2014 and 13 to 14 time frame, So even like US government data was breached in 2015, and we know the ransomware attack happened in 2017, like WannaCry, and then the credit card was data was stolen, and largest credit card breach happened in 2017 also, like Equifax data breach happened, So all this event actually create a momentum that is cybersecurity issue, because it affects the business continuity, So yeah, as a business, if we want to actually continue, we have to take care of the cybersecurity issues. Now, to take care of the cybersecurity issue, we need to have a specialized skill set actually, because when we develop a computer program, okay, and or when we set up the network, if we don't have that cybersecurity knowledge, then this network may be compromised, and application is another thing actually, is vulnerable, because this is the one is facing the wave, So when the developer is developing actually the application, he has to have the knowledge of the cybersecurity. Now, when you see that cybersecurity, it not only focusing on a network, not only focusing on the application. In IT world, actually, we know that we have a systems, operating systems, we have application development, we have a network, So as a cybersecurity personnel, he has to have a knowledge of all. So that is the biggest challenge actually for a like a professional, like a youngsters who wants to have their career in cybersecurity. That, so what I have seen actually, like any person actually who has a good understanding of the IT and good experience in the IT, like maybe in the operating systems, maybe in the database, in the network application development, then he can move to the cybersecurity, So he needs some specialized training and skill set, and skill set will develop actually through the working experience also, So this is another thing also, like when we work actually, and cybersecurity has to be the actually way of doing the job actually. It's not like I got a certificate and I become a cybersecurity professional, no. It's a way of doing the job, That attitude actually we need to bring in our actually when we do the IT operation, that have to be there actually, the person who wants to be a cybersecurity professional, otherwise he cannot be. So cybersecurity, again, another thing is it has to start from the very beginning, what we have seen in the industry, like application is developed, then we think about cybersecurity. Or network system is already designed, now we think about the cybersecurity. But that creates a challenge actually, But then what happened? We do the patching. Then we just want to accommodate that. But when we are developing application, at that point, if we consider the cybersecurity, then application become a much more secure. Now the question is coming that how we will develop that application. When the programmer is learning these things in the university, so the university has a role also, or that when he is teaching the program to his students, the teacher should know that how to write a secure code. It's like you can have a training and you can write a code. So it doesn't mean that actually your application is secure or your application is not vulnerable. So when you are writing the code, at that point we need to know how to write a secure code. So that's why there are some standard develops, that like OWASP guideline. So if a person develop application in Java, so there is a guideline there. If a person application in develop application in .NET, there is a guideline there. So these are the things actually has to be actually taught in university level. And when we take the bachelor degree in computer science, so we are actually studying the network courses, we should have also courses on the network security there at that level. So because the computer in science and engineering, or electrical and electronic engineering, communication engineering, this is the fundamental things for any person who wants to be a cybersecurity professional. But again, this IT is so versatile now. So if you go to the very senior level, like the IT governance level, at that time actually you don't need to be a computer science engineer to become a cybersecurity governance professional. You need to be IT. You have to have IT experience, and you need to have a operational and the management experience. Then you become IT governance cybersecurity professional. So actually, yes.
হ্যাঁ, I would like to take this point যে আপনি খুব একটা ভালো পয়েন্ট টাচ করেছেন যে আমাদের যে ইউনিভার্সিটি লেভেলে আছে সেখানে কিন্তু সাইবার সিকিউরিটি বলে ওরকম কোনো প্যাথওয়ে নাই বা এরকম কোনো কোর্স অফার করা হয় না খুব বেশি। তো যখনই একটা স্টুডেন্ট যদি সে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি নিয়ে ক্যারিয়ার করতে চায় এবং হি ইজ ভেরি স্পেসিফিক যে সে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট একদিন হতে যাবে, তার ইউনিভার্সিটির সেই 4 বছরে সে কি এমন কিছু করতে পারে বা এক্সট্রা কোর্স বলেন বা এক্সেপ্ট তার যে ট্রেডিশনাল যে কোর্সগুলো আছে এর বাইরে, যেটা তাকে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট হতে হেল্প করবে, বা তার এক্সিস্টিং যে কোর্সগুলো আছে সেগুলোর মধ্যে কি সে কোনো রকম মানে স্পেশাল এফর্ট দিতে পারে যেখানে সে আরো বেটার একজন সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট হতে পারে ওভার লং টাইম, ওভার দ্য নেক্সট 3 to 5 years?
Yes, he can do that. Like, say I would suggest that when he is at the, say if it is the undergraduate level, like when he is at the 4th year, say he can go for some industry certification. Like, there's some industry certification also, like CompTIA certifications, then EC Council certification, Then there are other certification actually that requires 5 years experience, like IC Square, then ISACA also provides certification, so those requires 5 years experience plus the graduation level, But again, like after completing the graduation, he can go for also a master's level certification in cybersecurity, master's program in cybersecurity, Then he get a job, and maybe an IT job, But as he wants to move his career in the cybersecurity, now he should focus on the industry certification. Cisco provides certification, Juniper and other industry certification, like vendor certification, Then move on to the vendor neutral certification, like IC Square, CISSP, CISM, CISA, these are the vendor neutral certification. So this is actually, the cybersecurity actually is a journey. It's not like, 5 years or 3 years course I do, I become a cybersecurity professional. It's like we have to take that as a journey for as a whole life career.
ভাইয়া, আই থিঙ্ক ইটস এ ভেরি ইম্পর্টেন্ট পয়েন্ট দ্যাট ইউ হ্যাভ স্টেটেড, এবং ওইখান থেকে আমি ওই কোয়েশ্চেনটাকে আমি ক্যারি ফরওয়ার্ড করবো ইন মাই নেক্সট কোয়েশ্চেন, যেখানে হচ্ছে ইট ইজ এক্সপেক্টেড দ্যাট অলমোস্ট 100,000 সাইবার সিকিউরিটি প্রফেশনাল উইল বি নিডেড বাই জাস্ট বাই দ্য ইয়ার 2021, মানে যেটা হচ্ছে নেক্সট 1 বছর বা 1.5 বছরের মধ্যেই আমাদের 100,000 সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট লাগবে, and it has been shown in a research, it's in Bangladesh alone. তো সো ভাইয়া, এটা কিন্তু একটা খুব একটা বড় ডিমান্ড ক্রিয়েট হচ্ছে, বাট আমাদের কিন্তু
Yes.
সাপ্লাইটা ওইভাবে নাই। আর
Right.
আপনি যেটা বললেন যে জার্নিটা আসলে অনেক বড়, এবং মানে একটা সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট হতে একটা স্পেসিফিক অ্যামাউন্ট অফ টাইম এফোর্ট লাগে। সো হোয়াট ডু ইউ রিকমেন্ড, যেহেতু ডিমান্ডটা বাড়ছে এবং আমাদের একটা সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্টের অ্যাভারেজ আর্নিং তো 70,000 থেকে জাস্ট শুরু হয়, সো would you recommend anything যে এই অপরচুনিটিটা কেমনে গ্র্যাব করতে পারে ইউনিভার্সিটি বা যারা ইয়াং প্রফেশনালস আছে?
আমি যেটা মনে করি actually 100,000 jobs in Bangladesh, but if you see the global statistics, is 3.5 million jobs. And by 2021, actually, the world need these 3.5 million jobs. Actually, is the opportunities there. So it's huge opportunities. So what our universities can do, actually, they can associate with the professional certification body, like like ICS score, ISACA, EC Council, those who provide the certification. So if they incorporate those curriculum as part of their curriculum, then what happened, the students actually, when he is studying the his academic courses, and when he's going for his academic degrees, same time actually he's having some professional knowledge also. So that will help him actually, once he graduated from there, then that will help him actually to acquire this professional certification. And sometimes actually university also give, some of the university in US I have seen that they give credits. So those are the things actually that needs to introduce here also, for if you want to have this 100,000 jobs or 100,000 cybersecurity professionals in Bangladesh. So those are the things actually we need to see, because now if you see our university level curriculum is totally actually more academic. So if they actually accommodate some of the professional certification curriculum as part of their curriculum, that will help both the students and the country also. And the teacher also need to be trained also. So the teacher who will teach say CISSP courses, if they offer the CISSP courses, then teacher has to be CISSP also. Then he can explain actually, that how the practically actually we have to handle the cybersecurity incident, or if you want to become an analyst, so when we do actually any incident, or if say any vulnerability assessment we run in the systems, it gives a report, the person has to have the understanding actually what the report says. And then as a security professional, actually he has to pinpoint what reason actually that incident happened, or why that vulnerability exists. And he has to guide the IT operation team to maybe to apply the patch or to change the configurations, so that the vulnerability does not exist. And again, the cybersecurity is also a discipline actually, like some of the basic hygiene we have to maintain. These are the things, as I say, as I told you earlier, it has to be in our way of doing job actually.
হ্যাঁ, এখান থেকে আমি একটা জিনিস টেক অ্যাওয়ে নিচ্ছি, এবং ওই টেক অ্যাওয়ে থেকে আমি একটা কোয়েশ্চেন করবো। আমাদের বাংলাদেশে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি নিয়ে আসলে মানুষের অনেক ভুল ধারণা আছে। খুবই ছোট থেকে ছোট জিনিস, যে জিনিসটা আছে, আমার পাসওয়ার্ড সিকিউরিটিটা হচ্ছে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি, এবং অনেক বড় একটা যখন ডেটা সেট বা অনেক বড় একটা যে নেটওয়ার্ক সিস্টেম ম্যানেজ করছে, সেটাও হচ্ছে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি। তো আপনি যদি সাইবার সিকিউরিটির মানে স্টেজেস গুলা এবং ইম্পর্টেন্স গুলা একটু ধাপে ধাপে যদি আমাদের ভিউয়ার্সদেরকে একটু বলতেন, তাহলে আই থিঙ্ক ইট উড বি ভেরি হেল্পফুল। এটার কমপ্লেক্সিটি কতটুক থেকে কতটুক হতে পারে?
Yes, and actually you pointed a very good point in the password sharing. this is the basic fundamental things actually, that we should not share our password. This is the very basic things. Now these are the things actually, yes, it's part of the cybersecurity, no question. But that is a part of the awareness also actually. So the awareness needs to be built among the actually not only the cybersecurity specialized professionals, but all the IT users. Look, as a cybersecurity professional, he cannot protect the systems alone without the help of the business users. Who are the users of the systems, like the password. If he share the password, then his account is going to be compromised, right? So these are the things comes from the actually awareness point of view. Now we also know that some of the incident happened, like someone is sharing the his photograph, like when these incidents also happen in the society, that someone is taking someone's pictures, and then some incident is happening, and especially our sisters and the female colleagues, actually sometimes they got victim also. This is simply due to the lack of awareness actually, that when we take the data into the pen drive, we should know what data we should take, what data I should not take. And I should not actually trust to someone blindly, when the question of coming for data security. So these are the things actually we can that's why we need more and more awareness session actually, to educate people. That's why you see in the cybersecurity there is a 3 pillars. Actually, if you want to ensure the cybersecurity, that is a people, process, and the technology. So people is the most important pillar here, because if the people is the most weakest link, because if he does not know what he is doing, then whatever be the technology we buy, actually we cannot protect the systems. So first we have to educate the people, we have to train our people, and their training could be in different stages, as I mentioned, like what should be the stages. For normal users, there has to be awareness, continuous awareness session for normal users. And then there has to be policy also, like what you can do, what you cannot do, what you should do, what you should not do. That should be in the policy, and that policy also needs to be executed. Sometimes what we see in the industry, yes, we have a policy, but our user does not know the policy. So we need to have a continuous session on the policy also, so that they are aware about the risk, they are about the what vulnerabilities, so that they can take the informed decision. So this coming from the business perspective. Now, as a career, if we want to take it, so then what is happening, we have to take that as takeaway as let's start the career as IT professionals. It could be any field, like network, it could be in the database, it could be application development, no harm. So you get some experience, but when you are doing your job, you make sure that the cybersecurity is not compromised. So when I am actually installing a system, an operating system, okay, if I know that yes, cybersecurity should not be compromised, then what I should do, I should apply the patches. So say Microsoft is releasing the patches every month, so we should know actually when Microsoft releases those patches, or Red Hat release those patches, we should apply those patches, or Oracle release the patches, so we should apply those patches. So when that practice come into the picture, actually that helping me as a professional, that is helping also organization also. Now that also needs to be into the company policy also, that yes, every 30 days you have to apply the patches. So if that is in the policy, then what happened, and if there is a process in place to monitor that policy, then guess what, then these professionals actually is guided now. You understand now? But what we see in the industry, and that if we have a firewall, if we feel like we are protected, is not. Firewall is not the like only device who can protect us. And in the cybersecurity world, there is no such a single solution actually in exist today that which can protect us. So it's multiple solutions we need. That also requires some budget, and the top management needs to be aware about that also. That we have a firewall, it doesn't mean that you are secure. Okay, so there has to be a process there. Again, we see in the industry also that when we are investing for the technology, but we don't want to invest for the training, the skill development. This is the most important thing for the country, the skill development. So this is very much needed, that actually the continuous training we provide. It's not like that actually, I got a training in one area and then I'm done. No, because cybersecurity threat is changing every moment. New techniques hackers are adapting. So as a cybersecurity professional, I also need to know actually how to handle those techniques. It's like a cybersecurity professional is like a law and enforcement agencies. They're like police forces, and the criminals is the other side. So we have to educate all the time, to ourselves on the technology and how the new vulnerabilities exist. How we can protect those vulnerabilities. That requires a training and a skill set. So that requires again a mindset change among ourselves and also in the top management also. So that's why I told Johnny, like journey starts from the I would say that from education institute to the the enterprise. And not only the university, I would say that actually cybersecurity we should start from the school level actually. Because you see that our kids, they are going to the internet, and internet is the open world. So what is happening now, they don't know actually where they should go and where they should not go. Even our parents also need education, so that they can control the kids' internet access. So parents actually, now the kids are more smarter than the parents. You understand, So that is creating a huge challenge for our kids also. They are going to the Facebook. Yes, I'm not against Facebook, but if a kid spent 4 to 5 hours in the Facebook, then when he's going to the study, that is creating a challenge for his career also, and it's becoming an addiction also. So now the parents needs to be educated how he can actually guide kids. So this is secure online training needs to provide to at the school level also.
I think Bhaiya, you have highlighted a very important point, এবং আজকের যে সেশনটা আছে সেটা কিন্তু একটা one kind of awareness building ই কিন্তু আমরা করছি। আমরা হচ্ছে আমাদের যে মেইন যে অডিয়েন্স আছে ইউনিভার্সিটি স্টুডেন্ট, আই থিঙ্ক তাদেরও জানা উচিত যে এটার প্রসপেক্ট গুলা কি এবং আমরা কিরকম থ্রেট, সাইবার ক্রাইম থেকে কিরকম থ্রেট আমরা ফেস করছি। And I also agree যে স্কুল লেভেল থেকে আসলে যে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি ট্রেনিং গুলো যেটা হয় সেটা বাচ্চাদের এবং
Yes.
প্যারেন্টসদের দুজনেরই আই থিঙ্ক ইকুয়ালি দরকার। বিকজ আমরা শুধু মানে আই থিঙ্ক বাবা মাদেরও দরকার, অ্যাওয়ারনেস দরকার যে বাচ্চাদেরকে কোন কোন জিনিস থেকে প্রোটেক্ট করতে হবে, বাচ্চাদেরও অ্যাওয়ারনেসটা দরকার। এন্ড কমপ্লিটলি এগ্রি করি। এন্ড আই থিঙ্ক আমরা যতদিন যাবে আই থিঙ্ক এটার উপরে এমফাসিসটা আরো দেখতে পারবো, এবং আপনার মতো যারা পায়োনিয়ার্স আছে এইসব সেক্টরে তারা would আরো বেশি মানে সামনে এসে এই প্রবলেমস গুলোর ব্যাপারে বলবো। যদি আমি একটু ক্যারিয়ারের দিকে আবার একটু ফিরে যাই, তো আমি যে জায়গাটা এখন একটু শিফট করব, যেহেতু স্টুডেন্ট বেস নিয়ে এখন আমরা কথা বললাম, যারা হচ্ছে বেসিক্যালি ইউনিভার্সিটিতে পড়ছিল এবং তারা যদি সাইবার সিকিউরিটি ক্যারিয়ার যদি রিচ করতে চায়, সেটার ব্যাপারে আপনি অনেকটাই একটা ব্রিফ দিয়েছেন। আমাদের অডিয়েন্স আই থিঙ্ক অনেকটাই বেনিফিটেড হয়েছে। এবং নেক্সট যে জায়গায় যেতে চাই, একটা ইয়াং প্রফেশনাল যে আছে, ফর এক্সাম্পল 2 থেকে 3 বছর ধরে সে আইটি সেক্টরে কাজ করছে এবং সে যদি শিফট করতে চায় সাইবার সিকিউরিটি প্রফেশনে, তখন তার জন্য রোড ম্যাপটা কি হবে?
তার জন্য রোডম্যাপটা হবে actually I would suggest the CompTIA Security Plus certification. Then he should go for CEH, Certified Ethical Hacker. Frankly speaking, actually I have some challenge with this name is the ethical hacker things, So anyway, but I saw the the course content is this is good one anyway. Then actually, if someone wants to have a career in the audit field, then he should go for the CISA, like a certified information systems auditor certification. Then GIAC also has a global information assurance certification. So there is a bunch of actual professional certification he has, already exist. So he can actually choose actually in which field of the cybersecurity he likes to pursue, because you see, if you want to work as an auditor, then he should go for the CISA. But if he wants to act as a security analyst or the penetration tester, then he should go for the CEH or the licensed penetration tester, and if he wants to move his career as a cybersecurity manager, and or cybersecurity leader, and he wants to be a chief information security officer, down the road, then he should move his career as a CISM and a CISSP, that route he should take, and also you see there is some specialized skill also need, like say for example the PCI certification. This is another specialized certification. Then you have to go for their curriculum, PCI SSC. It's like any payment card brand data whose bank other institute is handling, they have to comply with the PCI compliance requirement. For that there is a bunch of certification there. So like PCI data security standard, then PCI pin security, then PCI forensic. The forensic is another area that if someone wants to move his career, there's a huge demand in the forensic. Because when one incident happened, then you need a forensic investigator actually what exactly happened. So in Bangladesh we have really a shortage of these specialized skills, frankly speaking. And if like especially those who has already experience in the IT, they should move into those area. And now who is starting his career in IT, he should focus on his IT skill set, and then he should actually take some courses like CEA, CompTIA, this certification he should take it, so that actually, or Cisco certification, Juniper certification, any device vendor certification, Oracle certification, Microsoft certification, so almost all the vendors is provided certification, so they should actually focus on those certification. Then guess what, this certification give him the confidence and also give him some credential and recognition. That is the beauty. Because when we want to hire a person, it's very difficult sometimes actually, like by talking with someone for 15 or 10 minutes to judge his skill set. But if the certification body certify him and he has the required working knowledge, that help us to hire that person.
No, that is absolutely 100% correct. যে সার্টিফিকেশনটা কিন্তু একটা অনেক বড় পার্ট প্লে করে, এবং সার্টিফিকেশন যেমন আপনি বললেন যে যখন কোনো একটা মানুষ একটা স্পেসিফিক রোল মানে আইটি রোল থেকে মুভ করবে, তাহলে সার্টিফিকেশনটা তো অবভিয়াসলি অনেক ক্রিটিক্যাল। তারপরে যখন একটা মানুষ বা একটা কেউ মানে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি প্রফেশনে আছে এবং সে আস্তে আস্তে ল্যাডারের উপরে যাচ্ছে তার প্রফেশনে, তখন তো এটা মানে টেকনিক্যাল নলেজ ইজ সামথিং দ্যাট ইজ ভেরি মাচ ক্রিটিক্যাল। বাট টেকনিক্যাল নলেজের সাথে কি আরো কোনো নলেজ আছে, যে ফর এক্সাম্পল আমি যেটা বলতে চাচ্ছি যে কমিউনিকেশন স্কিলস বা এরকম কি কি আরো স্কিলস যেটা লাগতে পারে যেটা তাকে হচ্ছে টপ লেভেলে উঠতে হেল্প করবে?
This is very, very important point actually you brought, because the things what we are discussing, that was mostly the technicals. The soft skill is very, very important. The presentation skill is one of the most important thing for a cybersecurity professionals. So he has to know how to present, and this create a big difference in the presentation things. So he has to have that presentation skill and the communication, and also like especially in the cybersecurity area, English communication is very, very important. Because when you are dealing with any challenges or any problem, you have to talk with the some of the foreign expert. So you need to explain to them in English properly so that they understand. Actually, you need a support, and you have to have that communication skill. And networking is also important. Like we should not, in this present world, we should not work in a silo. So good thing is in Bangladesh there is some professional body here, like ISACA has a chapter here, so the cybersecurity professional or IT professional, they can be associated with ISACA. So IC Square, actually, yes, some of the professional CISP professionals, they are trying to open IC Square chapter, so they can also associate with that. But to become a IC Square member, you have to CISP first. That is the rule, so that is the actually that's a requirement. And say another is project management. Because any especially in IT, we do projects, so we really need to have a knowledge on the project management. So the good thing is we have a PMI chapter also in Bangladesh. So this project management skill set is very, very important. And what we say that yes, you can go for the PMI certification, PMP, but at the same time, like as I said, cybersecurity, this when we do the job, this PMI methodology needs to be implemented when we manage the project. PMI, Prince 2, these are the professional certification, the person can take, that will help them to also to manage the cybersecurity projects also, because every time actually anything we do with this project, so how we handle the project, how we do the reporting, so the project management skill is required also. So I would say to become a good cybersecurity professionals, you have to have a communication skill, you have to have a project management skill, you have to have a very good English speaking skill plus technical knowledge, because you have to talk with the top management, so communication
I
is
think a
very important.
combination of everything
Yes,
makes up a very good professional
right.
person. আমি
We
আসলে
cannot
সব
work in a silo,
ভিউয়ারদেরকে অ্যাবসলিউটলি আমি সব ভিউয়ারদেরকে বলবো, আই থিঙ্ক ভাই অনেকগুলা ভালো ভালো পয়েন্ট টাচ করে গেছে, অনেকগুলো সার্টিফিকেশনের ব্যাপারে টাচ করে গেছে, এন্ড সবগুলো আই থিঙ্ক যদি কেউ থাকে কারোর কাছে পেন এন্ড পেপার থাকে, প্লিজ ডু রাইট ইট আউট। আমরা যদি পসিবল হয় ভাইয়ের সাথে কথা বলে যে সার্টিফিকেশন গুলোর ব্যাপারে কথা বলেছে সেগুলো আমরা দিয়ে দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করবো, যদি মানে ইফ ইউ ফিল লাইক ইউ ক্যান গো আউট এন্ড ডু দ্যাট। আই থিঙ্ক খুবই মানে খুব ভালো ভালো সার্টিফিকেশন এন্ড ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট অ্যাসপেক্ট নিয়ে হচ্ছে ভাই আপনি কথা বলেন। ভাইয়া তাহলে হচ্ছে আমি নেক্সট যে কোয়েশ্চেনটা যাব, যে বাংলাদেশে নেটওয়ার্কিং এর ব্যাপারটা তো আপনি টাচ করে গেলেন, বাংলাদেশে কি কোনো ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট নেটওয়ার্কস আছে যেখানে হচ্ছে একটা মানুষ যদি নেটওয়ার্কিং করতে যেতে চায়, ফর এক্সাম্পল আমি একজন সাইবার সিকিউরিটি প্রফেশনাল এবং আমি নেটওয়ার্ক এন্ড আই ওয়ান্ট টু বিল্ড আপ মাই নেটওয়ার্ক, তো ওইরকম কিরকম ওই কমিউনিটি গুলা কারা বা কাদের সাথে আসলে আমি রিচ আউট করব, ওদের ব্যাপারে যদি আপনি একটু এনলাইটেন করতেন সবাই।
মানে বাংলাদেশে এখন যে অ্যাকচুয়ালি মোস্ট ভাইব্রেন্ট cyber security community is ISACA, the international body. ISACA has more than 200 chapters worldwide, and fortunately one of the chapters we have in Bangladesh also. And we do seminar every month, almost we do seminar on cyber security, and here actually the members actually share the knowledge. Like someone is talking about the patch management, someone is talking about the configuration management, someone is talking about the penetration testing. This is a really very good forum. Actually, I would say that everybody should be part of that. And those who are students, for them also there is opportunity that they can be student member also. You understand?
Is there any cost involved in that?
Yes, that is another challenge. Like for full membership, I think they charge $145, and actually, that should be paid by the employer. Actually, what I have seen in US, even in Canada also, this membership, professional membership fees normally paid by the employer. Actually, but here actually this culture is not here. There's some of the because I worked in the financial sector, some of the banks also pay their employees professional membership fees. But again, even the employer does not pay, I would say that actually we should pay from our own pocket for our own development, because the resources we got through that membership, is more than the fees we pay. Same thing applies to the PMI also, the PMI chapter also, like who wants to have his career in the PMI project management, there is a PMI chapter, he can be associated with them also, So some of the investment actually we have to make from ourselves,
Yeah, the $145 you were talking about, that's a yearly fee.
That's yearly fee for ISAC, actually, yes.
I think all the viewers যারা আছেন তারা আইস মানে জি কমিউনিটির ব্যাপারে ভাইয়া বললো, প্লিজ ডু সি ইট অ্যারাউন্ড, সার্চ অ্যাবাউট ইট এন্ড দেখো যে এটা তোমাদেরকে কি অ্যাকচুয়ালি ভ্যালু দিবে কিনা, বিকজ আই ক্যান শিওরলি সে ফ্রম মাই এক্সপিরিয়েন্স এন্ড ভাইয়া হ্যাজ অলরেডি told him from his experience যে নেটওয়ার্কিং প্লেজ এ হিউজ পার্ট। এন্ড আমরা যদি ওইসব কমিউনিটির মেম্বার না হই, আমরা যদি কমিউনিটির মানুষদেরকে না চিনি, তাহলে কিন্তু এট দ্য এন্ড অফ দ্য ডে আসলে ওই সেক্টরটায় এক্সেল করা মাঝে মাঝে ডিফিকাল্ট হয়ে যায়। কারণ এমনই দেখতে পারো যে তোমার সাথে পাশে একদিন একটা সেমিনারে বসে আছে, সে হি কুড বি দ্য ইয়োর নেক্সট এমপ্লয়ার অর ইয়োর নেক্সট ফ্রেন্ড হু ক্যান লিড টু ইয়োর নেক্সট এমপ্লয়ার। তো ভাইয়া লাস্ট দুইটা কোয়েশ্চেন
আমি
নিয়ে
আমি আইসাকার ঢাকা চ্যাপ্টারের আমি ইমেইলটা শেয়ার করতে পারি। দিস ইজ সো ইফ সামওয়ান ওয়ান্টস টু বি দ্য মেম্বার, হি ক্যান সেন্ড ইমেইল টু দেম। ইটস ISSCADHAKA aisaka@gmail.com. So you are muted,
I would request my representative from Skill Hub to just give the name of Aisaka at the comment section so that they can actually people can yeah.
DHAKA Aisaka Dhaka at gmail.com.
Yeah.
So you can share that,
Yeah, I think they will share it with all the representative and people who are seeing us. It was a wonderful session এবং আমার টু বি অনেস্ট আমার পার্সোনালি অনেক ডাউটস আজকে আপনার সাথে কথা বলে ক্লিয়ার হয়েছে। আমি সেম জিনিসটা মনে করব হচ্ছে সবগুলো যারা ভিউয়ার্স আছে তাদেরও অনেকগুলা জিনিস মানে অনেক ডাউট যে ছিল, পারসেপশন ছিল, সেগুলো ক্লিয়ার হয়েছে। এখন আমি যদি বলি যে আপনি যদি কিছু ফিউ ওয়ার্ডস অফ এনকারেজমেন্ট যদি বলতে পারেন যে একটা সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট আসলে কেন হওয়া উচিত বা কেন এটা এত ক্রিটিক্যাল একটা এই টাইমের মধ্যে, এবং কমিউনিটিতে আমি কিরকম একটা পার্ট প্লে করতে পারবো বিইং এ সাইবার সিকিউরিটি স্পেশালিস্ট। বিকজ আমি যখন একটা জবের ব্যাপারে চিন্তা করি, ইটস নট অনলি যে আমি হচ্ছে জাস্ট মানি আর্ন করবো, ইটস হাউ আই এম ইম্প্যাক্টিং দ্য কমিউনিটি, ইম্প্যাক্টিং দ্য পিপল অ্যারাউন্ড মাই কমিউনিটি অ্যান্ড মেকিং দ্য কমিউনিটি বেটার। তো ভাইয়া এই যেখানে আমি একটু জিজ্ঞেস করবো যে আপনি মনে করেন যে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি এই রোল এই মানে এই ইনসাইড যে ডাইলেমা গুলো আছে এগুলাকে কেমনে সার্ভ করে?
Thank you very much. Like if I say the cyber security is such a career that gives you a independent actually, and like this is very much important when we do our job. Actually, we should not depend on the organization. I would say that actually you should not look for a job. Job should look for you. You understand? So we should have a actually skill in such a level the job should look for you. So that type of motivation we should have. And believe me, this is a skill set that makes you international. It's not like you are confined within the Bangladesh only, because we are part of the global village. If you can develop your skill set at the international level, while the world is expecting, sitting in Bangladesh, you can earn US dollar. This is not like a dream. This is a reality. I know some of the professionals that they're sitting in Bangladesh charging in US dollar daily rate, and they are getting the job sitting in Bangladesh. How good is that? So this is the actually area where that is giving that opportunity. Actually, I was like in 2017, I was having conversation with one of the group CEO of UK company. He told me, Omar, give me 10 professionals. I will pay them per month 120,000 pound. Sorry, per year 120,000 120,000 pounds, but I didn't find actually, per month actually he's going to pay, but we didn't find that level of skill set, in the country, So you see that opportunity, the huge opportunity for us, So, but that requires actually a huge commitment. And I would say that actually our young professionals, young stars actually who is having aspiring the career, they seriously, they should look for this, and that will give you a international level career. And we have seen that, this demand will continue actually, because when you are talking with the digital transformation, anything we talk about the digital requires cybersecurity. We cannot have anything digital without cybersecurity, So think about that, so it's so important, So
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I would actually say the importance is not only just stagnant, it's growing in a rapid
yes,
way. মানে সাইবার সিকিউরিটির যে ইম্পর্টেন্সটা বাড়ছে বিকজ কোভিড হ্যাজ জাস্ট এক্সপেডিটেড দ্য সিচুয়েশন টু নেক্সট লেভেল।
yes,
আমাদের এখন সবকিছু হচ্ছে আমরা এখন অনলাইন করি, all our data is up there, all everything that we do মানে is there. If our credit cards, if anything that we do, আমাদের ফোনের বিকাশে আমাদের ট্রানজাকশনস হচ্ছে, আমরা অনলাইন ই কমার্সে পে করছি, আমাদের ম্যাক্সিমাম কাজ ফেসবুকে আমাদের বিজনেস রান করি আমরা। একটা পেজ হ্যাক বা যে কোনো কিছু হ্যাক হলেই মানে মানে দিস এ লট টু লুজ, লট এট স্টেক। জাস্ট এটা মাইক্রো লেভেলের কথা বলছি, ম্যাক্রো লেভেলে আই এম নট ইভেন টকিং। সেটা ভেবে আপনি বেটার বলবেন যে ম্যাক্রো লেভেলে দ্য কনসিকুয়েন্সেস উইল বি ম্যাসিভ। তো সো হ্যাঁ, জাস্ট একটু যদি ম্যাক্রো লেভেলে যদি একটু টাচ করে যান যে মানে কিরকম একটা মানে মানে যদি একটা মানুষ আলটিমেটলি হচ্ছে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি দেশের বাইরে কাজ করতে চায়, একটা যে মানে ফর এক্সাম্পল বাসায় মানে সে হচ্ছে তার কারেন্ট সার্কামস্ট্যান্সেস এ বিদেশি কাজগুলো পেতে চায়, তো হোয়াট ইজ দ্য ওয়ে টু গেট দোজ ওয়ার্ক? মানে হাউ ক্যান মানে থ্রু কানেকশনস অর থ্রু আর দেয়ার এনি আদার মিডিয়ামস অর নট?
actually it comes through the networking. Like, this LinkedIn is playing a very major role here also, in the networking. So when you have the required skill set and the experience and the certification, they will knock you actually, you understand, through LinkedIn you connect with the companies. And at the macro level, another thing I like to point out here, like in the present situation, the stage we are in, actually we are in a cyber war situation, so our country needs a cyber security professionals, so to protect the country, actually we really need to develop our skill set so that actually we are not dependent on the the foreign technology, so we should have that level of skill set by our own, so that we can develop our own cyber defense systems, cyber solutions, so that will help us and also help the country, so the youngsters should keep actually that thing in mind, that this is our country and we have to protect our country, from the cyber criminals, who are every day actually who are attacking our country, so yes, we are buying the firewalls and all these things, but again, some of the incident is happening, the espionage is happening, so there might be some backdoor on those devices also, so we need to develop our skill set to find out, is there any backdoor in the device, so that we can protect it, so that's why it is very, very important actually, the focusing on the education and developing the skill set, yes, the opportunity is there, but at the same time, actually we really need to work hard, to make ourselves at the international level professional, I would say, so that requires continuous education and continuous networking and persuasion.
আজকের সেশনটা আই থিঙ্ক সাম অফ আওয়ার এজেন্ডা কিন্তু কিছুটা সিমিলার ছিল। আপনি এখন যে কথাটা বললেন যে টু প্রমোট অ্যাওয়ারনেস রিগার্ডিং দি নট অনলি দ্য ইম্পর্টেন্স বাট দ্য অ্যাপ্লিকেশন অফ সাইবার সিকিউরিটি অ্যাজ ওয়েল। লার্নিং এবং ট্রেনিং নিয়ে হচ্ছে স্কিল হাব কাজ করে, এবং ইন্ডাস্ট্রি 4.0 যে স্কিল সেট গুলো আছে সাচ এস সাইবার সিকিউরিটি, ডেটা অ্যানালিসিস এন্ড মেনি আদার্স। তো সেই সব জিনিস নিয়ে আমরা কাজ করছি এবং এই অ্যাওয়ারনেসটা বিল্ড করা, কারণ আমরা যখন কাজ করতে যাই, আমি একটা খুবই মানে আমি খুব ইজিলি জিনিসটা বলতে পারি, যখন আমরা কাজ করতে যাই আমরা কিন্তু দেখি যে মানুষের যে সাইবার সিকিউরিটি যে নিডটা আছে সেটার ব্যাপারেই হচ্ছে খুব বেশি একটা তাদের ধারণা নাই, এবং এই প্রফেশনটার মধ্যে থেকে যে তারা গ্রো করবে এটা নিয়েও আসলে তাদের ফুল নলেজটা নেই, অ্যাওয়ারনেসটা নেই। এর জন্যই কিন্তু খুব কম মানুষরাই মানে নর্মাল তাদের আইটি জবস ছেড়ে সাইবার সিকিউরিটিতে যাচ্ছে। And আজকে যেহেতু এখানে আপনি আছেন, I would like to put this forward যে cyber security is a wide, it's a very big field that's going to be very lucrative in terms of money, in terms of international exposure, যেটা ভাই আপনি বললেন। তো ভাইয়া এইখান দিয়ে আমি জাস্ট বিফোর আই র্যাপ আপ, আমি বলতে চাই হোয়াটস ইয়োর ফিউ থিং মানে ফিউ ওয়ার্ড অফ অ্যাডভাইস যেখানে হচ্ছে লার্নিং ডেভেলপমেন্ট এবং সাইবার সিকিউরিটিতে মানে বেড়ে ওঠাতে, এখানে আপনি জাস্ট যদি আপনার লাস্ট কিছু ফিউ ওয়ার্ডস বলতেন, এন্ড ওয়ার্ড অফ অ্যাডভাইস রিগার্ডিং দিস সেক্টর।
The word of advice actually, my point would be that whatever the job we do, actually, we should go actually in depth. That is very very important, because say if we don't go in depth, like how even how the operating system works, how the application works in a very inner level, that will help us to grow in the cybersecurity world. Because the hackers, they when they hack the systems, they find out the weakest point. Always they try to find the weakest point. So my advice will be actually that there is no alternative for the education. Every day at least, we have to allocate 4 to 5 hours time, and professionally, on the education for our inner development, the networking, and also sharing the knowledge is very important. Because when we share the knowledge, then actually it is creating opportunity for the discussion, and then I also get some knowledge too. So this is a very very important thing. And whatever the job we do, please make you do that job with your heart, actually, and go, as I say, in depth. Not actually, yes, managing, how we are managing it, I don't know, yes, just manage, how things are working actually, like how things are connected. Those are the things actually we need to pinpoint. I'll say an example, the TCP/IP, how the TCP/IP protocol works. So you should go in the detail level, so that actually, when we go for further career move, this will help us, this knowledge and this experience will help us to move further.
Ma'am, I would like to say thank you so much for your time.
Thank,
I cannot emphasize and re-emphasize more about what our the people who have participated in the session have gotten. I think your insights were very insightful, and I feel that it would be very helpful for everyone if they could follow it and upgrade their career into a cybersecurity specialist and move on and take your advice and move up the ladder in their career. Lastly, Vihan, it was an absolute honor for Skill Hub to have you with us in this session. And I would like to have more sessions in future as well, so that we combine. And I actually align with your belief that more awareness and more sessions like this is needed, because we believe that there's a emphasis that needs to be put into the cybersecurity space, because there's a very lack of awareness that still resides here. ভাইয়া থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ। ভাইয়া লাস্ট কিছু যদি বলতে চান তাহলে আমরা।
and thank you very much. I really appreciate actually that you are creating this awareness session. I'm really, I also feel proud part of that, this initiative, because more and more awareness session we need. And if we can really create a like like environment where actually we can share the knowledge and we can help each other. That will help our youngsters. Ultimately, it will help the country. You know, so so that is very much needed. So if anybody is benefited from this session, I will feel that yes, I made some contribution. And I'm really, I feel honored actually that to become part of this session. And I also uh, think that actually yes, skill hub should continue this kind of awareness session, which will help the young professionals and also the students and also the community. Thank you so much, I appreciate that.
Thank you so much for that. And today we will be signing off. And thank you so much, everyone, for being with us.
Thank you. Have a nice day.